Disgraced former 2024 GOP presidential candidate Nikki Haley has landed a new job after dropping out of the 2024 presidential race in disgrace. We'll reveal it to you here at the Gateway Pundits Beyond the Headlines, brought to you by VNN. This segment is sponsored by Done With Debt, who have an ingenious new strategy to help erase your debt faster and easier than you thought possible, without bankruptcy and without a loan. I'm Maria Z, filling in for Elijah Schaefer. Let's get into the story. Well, much to everyone's surprise, apparently there are still people out there who find Nikki Haley employable. She's revealed her new job after dropping out of the 2024 presidential race in disgrace. Haley announced Monday on her X account that she's joined the Hudson Institute, a conservative foreign policy think tank. She wrote that she looks forward to working with the organisation to push her neoconservative agenda. Quote, "When our policymakers fail to call out our enemies or acknowledge the importance of our alliances, the world is less safe. That is why Hudson Institute's work is so critical. They believe the American people should have the facts and policymakers should have the solutions to support a secure, free and prosperous future. I look forward to partnering with them to defend the principles that make America the greatest country in the world." You can see the tweet there. Now, the Hudson Institute revealed that Haley will serve as the next Walter P. Stern chair. The Institute created this new role to acknowledge the accomplishments of former Hudson chairman Walter Wally Stern. He played a critical role in making Hudson one of Washington's most prominent research organizations. Hudson President and CEO John P. Walters crowed that he was honored Haley decided to join their team and called her a steadfast defender of freedom. Okay. Quote, "Nikki is a proven, effective leader on both foreign and domestic policy," Walters said. "In an era of worldwide political upheaval, she has remained a steadfast defender of freedom and an effective advocate for American security and prosperity. We are honored to have her join the Hudson team." Sarah May Stern, chair of Hudson's board of trustees, called the new role fitting for Haley. "It is fitting that Nikki has taken on this title," said Stern. "She is a courageous and insightful policymaker, and these qualities are vital in making Hudson the powerhouse policy organization it is today, and I'm extremely proud that she's joined the Institute." The Gateway Pundit previously reported Haley classlessly refused to endorse after leaving the race in an emotional farewell. Instead, she challenged President Trump to win over her supporters. According to one poll, Trump is already winning over 10% of Biden voters. Well, it's very interesting that Nikki Haley is described by anyone as a defender of freedom, as she's clearly displayed her loyalties to the military-industrial complex on so many occasions, putting Americans at risk by dragging them into endless wars with endless American taxpayer dollars being sent to Ukraine. And of course, this is a hot topic at the Hudson Institute, who blames Ukraine's losses on the lack of financial support from the West. What's obviously apparent here, as is always the case with these political dropouts, is that there always seems to be a job for the boys situation ready and waiting, usually through all of the political lobbyists that line their pockets as donors during their political campaigns and or time in office. We see this constantly throughout politics worldwide, where most of these people couldn't piece together a single positive policy that has actually advanced mankind or bettered the community in any way, and yet there's always a globalist at the ready to employ them to continue doing damage. Just to list a couple of recent examples, we have the total and absolute failure of a Premier of New South Wales in Australia, Gladys Berejiklian, who left office and her state in a smouldering, burning mess after being exposed for funneling money to her secret lover. She was given a cushy, high-ranking executive position at Optus, one of Australia's leading telcos, which she quickly turned into another dumpster fire with regular data leakages, outages, and so on. Then we have the ex-Prime Minister of New Zealand, the somewhat overly toothy Jacinda Ardern, who during her tenure as Prime Minister behaved as a dictator, especially during the days of COVID, where she openly told New Zealanders that the unvaccinated were a lower class of people. And who can forget her now infamous speech at the United Nations, where she declared that governments were at war with people who spread what she considers misinformation. She's now been given a leadership and online extremism role at Harvard University. Let's not forget that a lot of these failed politicians, let alone the career politicians, seem to leave office much, much wealthier than when they entered office, to the tune of sometimes hundreds of millions of dollars. We see this time and time again, and the pattern exists in every country. If you performed so badly in your role in the private sector, you'd be hard-pressed to find another job again. And yet these people backed by globalists seem to always be looked after while they continue to make life harder for everyday people. The corruption runs deep, but thankfully people have woken up to the corruption and are demanding change. Debt. You go to bed thinking about it, you wake up thinking about it. Well, here's the truth. The system traps you in debt. High-interest credit cards and loans make it nearly impossible to pay off your debt, and insane inflation keeps you stuck paycheck to paycheck. Done with Debt is your lifeline. Done with Debt has an ingenious new strategy to help erase your debt faster and easier than you thought possible. Done with Debt analyzes all of the debt options you qualify for. They know how to reduce your bills, they know how to cut interest rates, and their skilled staff of negotiators know how to get debt out of your life permanently without bankruptcy and without a loan. Done with Debt are the experts in brilliant strategies for eliminating debt. But you need to hurry because some debt solutions are time sensitive. Here's how easy they make it. Go to donewithdebt.com. That's donewithdebt.com. Select VNN Vigilant News Network at checkout. That's donewithdebt.com.